Hi there, and welcome to our homeschooling journey. Today I'll be talking about free Spanish resources as well as the workbook we use to teach my middle schooler Spanish. I purchased a few workbooks on Amazon to teach my no sabo kids Spanish and stuck with one of them last semester. We did Spanish on and off once a week the first half of the year, but didn't really immerse ourselves into the language. I took this holiday break to rethink how I wanted to teach the language better, and that's how I came across free resources and websites like Beautiful Mundo, Yamita Spanish, and Homeschool Languages. After digging around their website, I found a ton of free resources. Beautiful Mundo offers a section of freebies where you can add them to your cart and check out for free. I added all of them to my cart and printed the ones I plan to use with my middle schooler, like the pronunciation guide, and saved the coloring pages for my preschooler. Homeschool Languages allows you to try the first 2 weeks of the curriculum for free when you subscribe to their email list. I received the first 2 weeks of Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, and from there I printed the material we could use like flashcards, conversation cards, and pronunciation guides. I also got an idea of how I can format the lessons to make it more fun. Yamita Spanish gives you access to freebies on their website through a password after you subscribe to their email list. They offer flashcards, games, and even music playlists. I use this site to grab our colors and shapes flashcards, a first 100 Spanish sight words list, as well as an animal poster. As you can see, I am adding lots of free resources to our daily routine to make my middle schooler's workbook a little more interactive. Her workbook is from My Daily Spanish, and it's called Spanish Workbook for Middle School and High School Students. And luckily, many of the free resources I found can contribute a visual aid to lessons I have planned. Having a visual aid helped my daughter grasp so much of the material last semester, which is why I spent most of our break finding resources, printing, cutting, and laminating everything for her. The rewarding part for me is knowing I am thinking of all my kids as I create these visuals for my middle schooler. Yes, it's all formatted to fit her learning style, but some flashcards and printables can be used today if need be by my preschoolers. And to be honest, I do have lots of fun researching and creating resources for my kids, so I do consider this to be my, me time, even though it seems like I'm doing it all for them. And even though it's my me time, my mind does like to wander a lot. Like when I was laminating the flashcards, I started to think of how I should start the rest of the school year. And I came up with this game plan of just reviewing everything we covered last semester before tackling on anything new. Then my mind wandered again, and I began to think of how many days a week I should teach Spanish this semester, and ultimately changed our schedule of teaching Spanish from once a week to 2 times a week. With that being said, my brain finally shifted to how her Spanish days would be spent, and I decided we will use the first half of the day to, review things we learned the day prior and spend the rest of the day just learning a new concept. It is crazy how much planning goes into customizing a lesson for your child and how so many changes happen as you work through them. I feel like we have to take the time to reflect on what's working for us and our kids midway through the year, since homeschooling is a team effort. My daughter and I both agreed homeschooling should be fun and a safe place for her to learn her way. She did agree to take on some subjects like Spanish as long as I made it easy for her to understand. So far, homeschooling is working for us, and having access to online and free resources is a lifesaver. With that being said, we did find other free resources online like PBS Learning Media, Teachers Pay Teachers, Duolingo, and My Daily Spanish. My Daily Spanish is the company that created the workbook that my middle schooler is using, so I definitely played around with their website just to see what else they can offer. And good thing I did that, because I ended up printing so many more free resources off their website. Some of the things included, list of everyday conversations, common phrases, adjectives, as well as greetings and, well wishes for important occasions, and lots of just little conversational topics that you don't really find in other workbooks. There's plenty of other resources on that website, but right now I'm just taking what I need just to start off, and maybe in a few months I'll go back and just download anything else my middle schooler may need. Everything that I found is to fit her learning style. I mean, we are exposed to the Spanish language. She does understand it, but not entirely. She hears it, but she does not speak it. So we are starting from scratch with her, which is why I'm just trying to make everything as simple, easy, and as visually appealing as possible. I do hope this information is useful to you, and thank you for watching my video of free Spanish resources. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and if you've used any of these resources, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more homeschooling content.